Imagine you lived in the ghettos of Los Angeles for your entire childhood. Imagine the only thing you're great at is producing amazing art and drawings. Imagine all your teenage friends are gang members who live and run the streets. What would you make of yourself? Would you fall into the norm and gangbang with your friends, or would you try to better your situation? The Chicano who grew up drawing in Los Angeles is Mr. Cartoon, and I'd like to make this tribute to him and his work in the tattoo industry. Now let's discuss how Mr. Cartoon got started. Cartoon was raised in the Chicano culture in East LA. Lots of Cartoon's work expresses his deep Chicano roots, and if you didn't know, Chicano means Mexican American or of Mexican descent. Cartoon creates tattoos like Tupac made music thuggish, but of course with Chicano Mexican twist. He didn't tattoo anyone until a friend asked him to do it for him, and because Toon was such a great artist, he decided to give it a try. And of course, he was a natural. Let's get to Cartoon's reputation. Cartoon has massive respect through LA and huge fan base. His fan base even stretches to Japan, where Mr. Cartoon is actually really popular. He spread Chicano culture all the way out there. They have lowriders and short hair and knee socks and everything, the whole 9 yards. Transitioning from drawing on paper to creating tattoos seemed to be second nature for Mr. Cartoon. Toon started small, tattooing friends and people who knew him. Slowly word got out to rappers living in LA about Cartoon's wild fan base. Mr. Cartoon would often go to festivals and stuff too, because he really listened to a lot of soul music and like late 50s and 60s music, and that's what a lot of rappers in the 90s used for a lot of their beats. So he loved hip hop. So he'd go to a lot of hip hop conventions, and not really conventions, but festivals and stuff. And he would bring his tattoo gun. And so he started tattooing a lot of rappers like that. Even tattooed Eminem and Snoop Dogg and a lot of people. But so slowly word got out to rappers living in LA and actually across the country about Cartoon's wild tattoos. So Toon, only after a couple months, became the king of underground tattooing. I'll now discuss where he is today. Mr. Cartoon is now very wealthy and still very well respected. He does a lot of deals with a lot of people. He has his own shoes. It's crazy. But Cartoon, growing up poor, was always told he had a gift from God by his parents. And if you tell a kid that every single day, of course, they're going to start to believe it. So Cartoon took control of his future, creating crazy tattoos and criticizing his own work. And of course, that boosted him to the top. But Toon's Chicano culture is one layer of his entire mental onion. Just layers, man. But in conclusion, Mr. Cartoon is one of the most well-known Chicano tattoo artists in Los Angeles. Again, where did you see this kid's life going? Where would you go in life if that was where you were and how you were raised? I hope that if I were ever in that situation, I would make something of myself like Mr. Cartoon did. A flower risen from the concrete, Mr. Cartoon was. Life's reins have always been grasped firmly by Mr. Cartoon. I'm a graffiti writer at heart. I approach that in the art of doing hip hop. It was something that kind of happened by accident. Mr. Cartoon, when asked how he became the ubiquitous artist for hip hop and rap artists. Thanks.